couple of them outside of the season. We do it every Monday during the regular season here on WTTF, Cool FM 93.3 and WTTF.com. But a special presentation today because all those faxes coming in as we look at the kids that will be on your program for the next 3-4 years and maybe 5 with redshirting and everything.
Sure.
So we went through a few. We got a bunch more to go. So, Coach, let's get right back at it. Who's our next recruit?
Well, we got Caleb Miller and from Franklin High School. I tell you what, we were on this young man real early too. He's a safety corner guy. He's about 5'11", 185. He's a track star. Caleb was first team all-district. He's playing in the North-South All-Star game. But the thing we like about Caleb is not only can he run, but he's very physical. I mean, he's a physical young man. And another kid, he wants to be a doctor one day. So he's like a 4.0 student. So that helps a lot. But very interesting young man. His background is one that he's more mature than a high school kid.
Okay.
Put it that way.
All
I
right.
mean, he's accomplished a lot and does a lot for his family. So he's going to be a great addition to our program here, and I just love that guy's personality and his attitude. He's a winner.
Which side of the ball are you bringing him into play?
Oh, he'll be at corner.
At corner, okay.
Yeah, we want to get him at corner. So we feel like he's a guy that he can kind of lock down somebody. He's just that type of player, very physical and
Were you looking for more physicality out of the defensive backs you're recruiting this year?
Well,
the speed thing. What was your focus?
Well, I think he always wants bigger,
Sure.
faster, and stronger.
Yeah.
But I think when you evaluate some of these guys' film, you want to see how physical they are. Because a lot of times, those guys stand out, and you want the physical, tough players, and you want your defense to be known for that. You might find a guy that can flat out fly, but he just doesn't come up and hit somebody.
Yeah, well, those receivers there side can flat out fly too.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
If they can step on you,
exactly.
You can run behind them all you want.
Our next young man is Matt Noble from Moeller High School. Everybody knows about Moeller. Great program. Won a state championship this year. And, Matt is a big, strong young man. Took a visit up here during our season. Then, we offered him right away. He can play that guard, center, or tackle position. Matt is 6'3", 285 right now. Comes from a family that I think he's one of 5 children.
Okay. And
had a lot of fun with that family going down there for the home visits and everything. Mother cooks great food, so that's always a big plus.
Absolutely.
But Matt's father played offensive line at Toledo, and so he's got the pedigree right there, and he's going to be a great player and a really good addition to help bringing
that winning attitude as well.
Well, yeah, here's another guy that he's used to winning all the time, and he's not going to accept anything less.
Absolutely.
And then we got Dalen Pinthony from Carroll High School, another defensive lineman. He's got good size, good speed. He'll add depth right there, and again come in with a chance to compete. Austin Rankin got another Dublin Kaufman. He's a slot receiver, kick returner, punt returner. We got a chance to. He was on campus this year for one of our camps, and got a chance to watch him in person. And I tell you what, he can run about a 4.5 in every direction.
Oh, wow.
So very explosive young man, and again comes from a winning program. And I can't speak highly enough of Coach Crabtree down there and what he's done. Jaquan Ransom from Canal Winchester is coming in, and we'll put him at running back. He was a safety / running back in high school, but Jaquan's got good size. He's just under 6 foot, really strong runner, and we're excited to have him, and he's going to fit into our offensive scheme things just great. Because he catches the ball in the backfield, and he's a little bit like Jerry Brown. He could be moved around a little bit on the offensive side of the ball.
Yeah.
So.
Get your guys in space and let them do their thing. Let the athletes do their work.
Well, that's why we give them scholarship money. We're kind of paying these guys to make plays, So then we got Zach Reese from Olentangy High. He's an outside linebacker. He's one of the few linebackers that we've taken, and we signed a lot of those guys last year, so we got some depth right there. Then Jesse Scott from Portsmouth West, offensive lineman, 6'4", 270. Jesse Scott was one of our early commitments. Loved his personality. Kind of comes from that no-nonsense family, and which is what we want. We want the blue-collar families in here that are going to say yes, sir, and no, sir.
Absolutely.
And do exactly what you want. So excited about Jesse. Real strong kid. Got good feet. We liked how he uses his hands on film. So, them offensive linemen, you could call them every play for holding, but if they're really good at holding, they
can
won't
disguise that.
Yeah, exactly. So then Trent Strom, Bellevue. We got 2 guys from Bellevue, Trent being one of them, who's a really big physical receiver. And, he's He's from right here in our backyard. You know, Bellevue played for the state championship.
Yeah, played
this
against
year.
Akron St. Vincent St. Mary.
Yeah, and you know, got a chance to watch this guy play several games, and you know, a tough-nosed kid that can catch the football.
Absolutely.
Excited about Trent. Mike Taggart from Lincoln High down there in Gahanna. He's also a linebacker, 6'1", got good size. You know, he looks like a weightlifter right now. You know, he's just one of those guys that kind of fell in love with powerlifting in high school. He's got good size and build right now, and he can run. So, you know, watching him on film, he's kind of one of those guys that you see that, all right, that guy looks like he's got a chip on his shoulder.
Absolutely.
When he hits, he packs a punch. You know?
Yep.
So, really excited about Mike and L Thompson. L Thompson from Marysville High School. You know, Al's 6'4", 300. He's going to be that interior defensive lineman that we need. And, you know, Al had a lot of offers from a lot of other schools in the GLIAC. You know, Coach Ice did a great job recruiting him. And, you know, we locked him in about 2 weeks ago, and we were able to breathe a little bit, you know. And so Al's going to come in and be thrown into the fire real fast. And I think he's physically ready for that, you know.
Excellent.
He doesn't look like some freshmen you get that have the baby faced and not quite developed yet. He's a man. He looks like a grown man.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So, then we got Foster Tucker from Columbia High School. Foster's got good size. You know, he was being recruited to play O-line or D-line, but, you know, then again, we're going to leave him on the defensive side because, you know, we need depth and competition right there. So excited about him. You know, he had a cousin that, you know, went to school here, and now she's working in Washington, D.C. in Homeland Security. So he kind of wants to go down that same criminal justice path. So it was just a good fit for him.
Perfect. Yeah, absolutely.
Aaron Ward. Aaron Ward is, you know, kind of a funny story. That's down there in Coach Ison's hometown, Waverly area in southeast Ohio. Well, Aaron Ward is, you know, every bit of 6'4", 240 right now.
Wow. And
he is a power lifter. And when you see Aaron, he just looks like the guy that is going to tear your arm off and beat you with it. You know, and he came here and he said, Coach, I love the campus, love the area. He goes, I want to come play for you right now. And I wish we could have him on campus right now, you know, mid-year guy. But he's another guy that, you know, you look at him and you'd probably think he was 25 years old, you know.
Yeah.
So a really big, strong guy. Again, you know, I think Moorhead was looking at him to be an offensive lineman. And, you know, we don't want that.
Yeah.
We want him at the D-line. And he's going to be another inside guy that we can move around and get some matchups, you know, with him. Then we got Jalen Santoro, and Jalen, you know, I tell you what, he's a great football player.
Yeah, he is. I'm surprised to hear that name. I mean, you hear that name a lot around here with our connections to the Northern Ohio League, and a lot of the folks that cover the high school football in this area said Jalen Santoro is the whole reason they were in the state championship game last year.
Well, you know, I don't want to take from anybody else, but when we watch him play, the young man took the team on his back. I mean,
absolutely.
He's a little bit like Jerry Brown. You know, he's also first-team All-State, and we watched him at the championship games. And, you know, I tell you what, that young man would take some shots and get up and you know, wipe the blood away from his mouth, and he's coming back for more.
Yeah.
And, you know, Jalen, I think, just scored his 1,000th point in basketball.
Yeah, he's a great basketball player as well.
You know, I know it has very little to do with football, but you know what? He's elusive. He's got a good arm, and he's a smart young man. And I think that, you know, at the quarterback position, he can give a lot of people fits in our offense, you know, because we like to spread people out. And once we spread him out, he's going to have some ability to move around and get out of the pocket if need so. And, you know, we all seen Colin Kaepernick on TV for the last couple months. So, you know, that's put a lot of weight on Jalen's shoulders right there. Good. But Jalen is that type of player.
Absolutely.
He's fast and electric. So we're really excited.
I've never heard a negative word about that young man.
Good. Neither have we. So maybe we've done our homework right there.
Good. I think you have.
And, you know, really we're waiting on one more fax. You know, we got our 25 signees in. We're waiting on one more fax before I talk about this young man, and I've been told it's on its way.
Okay.
And then we can kind of release his name. But, you know, overall, we got 26 signees, and this recruiting class for us was not about, you know, let's go out and sign 30, 40, 50 players. Let's go out and sign the best possible players for the needs we have and give them great packages in order to seal the deal. And, you know, I feel like we've done that with this class.
Well, that depth of defensive line, I believe I counted 6 defensive linemen in this class. a total of 10 kids on the defensive side, a couple defensive backs, a couple linebackers. But seems like you got really excited to talk about those defensive linemen, some of the size that they have, a little bit of a mean streak in them, and be able to add that depth. So it seemed to me that the defensive linemen were you're most excited here.
Well, yeah, I feel we've been undersized right there for the last few years, and those guys are hard to get. I mean, you better believe everybody else in the conference is trying to get those guys too.
Oh yeah, there's not Joe Collards out there for everybody to pick and choose.
No, not at all. So very excited about those guys because that's the one position that we feel like if we got better right there, we can be a lot better football team. And let's face it, the GLIAC, they're going to run the football right down your throat.
Yeah.
So we better have some big guys inside to kind of stop that run.
Absolutely.
So,
well, you look at like a school like Northwood, they run the ball all day long. I mean, that was the game last year where we had the hail. Hail covered the field. There's a whiteout on the field for us there. But sounds like a great class. You got some local touches with some of the Bellevue kids and Macomb and Lipstick as well. Sounds like you hit the Columbus area really hard this year, and got some out of the Cleveland and Cincinnati area as well. So
we did. We really blanket the state. I mean, right or wrong, I just don't feel like there's a reason to leave Ohio. And we've got some connections in Michigan and some of the surrounding states. But overall, Ohio is year in, year out some of the best high school football in the country.
Absolutely.
And if we do our job and we do our research, and there's enough players in the state for us to go get. Now that still doesn't make it easy with all the competition from D2 and D3 and all the D1s that come through Ohio, but. Still, we want to build a program with guys from our backyard. Well,
Coach, let's go ahead and step aside and take a break, and we'll come back and have a conversation with these two new coaches you got on your staff.
Perfect.
Awesome. We'll be right back after this. You're listening to the Gary Goff Show on WTTF Cool FM 93.3 and WTTF.com, and also to our viewers on our YouTube channel. Back after this on the Gary Goff Show.